right now there's unemployment rates is on the rise, etc., etc. With the recent statistics coming out that in Q2 people lost their jobs, Q2, which is obviously between April and June, they said that the number has generally increased of people who have lost their jobs in general. But there's a positive in that. Unfortunately, it's not positive for people to be unemployed, but the positive is this. When they talk about an unemployment rate, they don't necessarily mean people losing their jobs. An unemployment rate could also mean that there are new people in the market now looking for jobs that were...
Firstly, that is not a positive. That can never be classified as a positive. Guys, that's wrong. To say unemployment in South Africa has increased and there's a positive to that, and the positive is, you know what, it could be that new people are now looking for jobs. That's not a positive. Usually a positive is something that would make things better. You understand? When you say there's a positive, so I'll give you an example. You can say, look, the unemployment rate increased, but there's a positive to that. The positive is maybe we're seeing more people starting their own businesses. That's how you spin a narrative. That's called spinning. Since you're trying to get into this propaganda, you want to get into it, that's called spinning the story. Right, that can never be classified as a positive. Having more people in a dire and desperate situation doesn't make it a positive. I think let's firstly just get those basics out the way. I think we need to firstly just define, because I feel like you don't even understand the case that you're trying to make, or you don't even understand what problem are you even trying to fix. But let me not digress. You say that there's new people that are joining or are now applying for jobs. Again, Jacinta, that is false. That is not true. Let me explain why. Let me show you. I'm going to put up a graph real quick and we'll put up some data. You see, Jacinta, our job market in South Africa is categorized as follows. They start classifying people who are employed starting with the age of 15 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44 years of age and going up, right? These are the classifications, the different classification of the job market in South Africa. Now stay with me, I'm making a point. What I'm trying to explain with this is that the South African employment or unemployment statistics, we start counting from the age of 15. So you can't say, Jacinta, that there were new people that were introduced into the job market. That's not how it works. It would only maybe make a semblance of sense if we started counting from Q1 of this year, and that would have meant 14-year-olds moved on to become 14-year-olds became 15-year-olds, and then they started being classified within that job structure. Now I'm just going to quickly address a lot of what your mindless followers are going to start asking. Your followers are going to say, but this the age that's in South Africa where you can get employment is the age of 18. Don't worry, I can read your mind. You're very predictable at this age. That's why you keep losing, because we already know what you're going to say and what you're already thinking. But let's address that question right now. The reason why we start counting from the age of 15 is because that is the global standard of employment. It's not a South African standard. It is a global standard of employment. globally, some countries will start at 15 years when it comes to employment. Some countries are going to start at 18, like South Africa. Some will put 16, some will put 17, some will put 21 years of age. It differs per country, right? But when we look at now the whole global standard, we're now considering also South Africa, but now we can't use our measurement relative to the global standard. We will start with what the global average is. That's number one. Number two, the reason why we look at 15 is because there are really children who are employed in South Africa. Think of child actors, think of child singers, think of child celebrities. All of these are children that start acting at 10 years of age or 5 years of age. They can still be classified, but we just only start looking at the age of 15. So it doesn't mean that because the minimum age where you can actually work is 18, doesn't mean that there are no industries that can accommodate that. There's models, there's a lot of other industries that can accommodate child or 15-year-old employees. That's the first part that I just want to quickly address. Let us now get to the second one. Now you continue to say this. Let me play it once again.
It's very disappointing to see other South Africans celebrating the fact that there's a high unemployment and where are the jobs that they claim people were promised. It's your country at the end of the day. The people that are not working are your fellow South Africans. Like, you can hate much and much all you want, but you can't honestly be celebrating the fact that there's a high unemployment rate.
No, we are not celebrating unemployment. I'm a South African. I have family who are South African who are affected by unemployment. That's not what we are celebrating. What we are celebrating, Jacinta, is the exposing of your stupidity. Your promises that you kept giving your followers, claiming that they're going to improve the job statistics here in South Africa, that they're going to add 1 million jobs. We're celebrating that. Hopefully, some of your brainless followers, at least the ones with at least maybe half a brain cell, are going to start seeing that you are a fraud, you are a fake. We're hoping that it's now becoming clear to others that you don't know what you are doing. It's always been a stupid endeavor. And by me saying stupid is not an insult to you. I'm not insulting you. I mean stupidity by its clinical psychological definition as per Carlo Cipolla. I'm going to show you what is the classification of stupidity. Stay with me. See, if you read a book called The 5 Basic Laws of Human Stupidity by Carlo Cipolla, it's going to classify the different archetypes of human beings, right? You have the helpless, the intelligent, the stupid, and the bandit. We're going to start with the helpless there at the top. A helpless person is a person that benefits others and loses themselves. Now let's characterize this in a way that's going to be relevant for everybody. Your followers are what we will classify as the helpless. How are they the helpless? They benefit you, Pagelum Tagati, and Ngizwe, right? You fly first class in planes, or Pagelum Tagati were bought cars, but they go back to Mkokwini. They pride themselves about how much they donate and give you money, but at the end of the day, they pride themselves about how they participate. They wake up in the morning, they bath, they do everything, they use their monies, take a taxi to the nearest town to meet with you, while you were flown in first class at Mukhelema Hotel. They lose, you benefit. That's called the helpless. Then you have the intelligent. The intelligent is nothing to do with you. I'll give you an example. The intelligent would be what Ramaphosa did with the GNU. Intelligent are people who benefit others and also benefit themselves. So everybody benefits. Classical example, GNU. Ramaphosa introduced the GNU introduced the GNU where his political opponents entered government. The political opponents benefited by him giving them government positions. However, he also benefits because, number one, he no longer has oppositions in parliament. He also benefits because they're fixing things that he was struggling to fix with the ANC. Ergo, example, Home Affairs. That's called the intelligent. It's an intelligent strategy. Then you have the bandit. This is you. This is Upagelum Tagati. This is Ungizwe. Bandit are people who benefit themselves and hurt others. You are sitting comfortably in your life. You are warm. Everything is going well. Your followers, are getting arrested, and all you say is, "Oh, shame, man. This government is so horrible." But you are the one who galvanized them. You are the one today who are saying the government must arrest them after you incited them. You are saying you have no responsibility for what the looters are doing. You're not responsible, but you are the one who mobilized them. You fed them nonsense, and then now when they in need of you, you are nowhere to be found. Then, Jacinta, you have the stupid. The stupid cause harm on other people, and the same harm comes to them. How so? You cause harm onto the foreigners, our brothers. You say they must leave. Abahambe. As a result, now we have to also now cope with lawlessness. Now anybody can invade my home and demand things from me. That is a stupid endeavor. I hope that
right now there's unemployment rates is on the rise, etc., etc. With the recent statistics coming out that in Q2 people lost their jobs, Q2, which is obviously between April and June, they say that the number has generally increased of people who have lost their jobs in general. But there's a positive in that. Unfortunately, it's not positive for people to be unemployed, but the positive is this. When they talk about an unemployment rate, they don't necessarily mean people losing their jobs. An unemployment rate could also mean that there are new people in the market now looking for jobs that were not there before. It's very disappointing to see other South Africans celebrating the fact that there's a high unemployment and where are the jobs that they claim people were promised. It's your country at the end of the day. The people that are not working are your fellow South Africans. Like, you can hate much and much all you want, but you can't honestly be celebrating the fact that there's a high unemployment rate.
So what's the true state of unemployment in South Africa? Well, according to the quarterly labor force survey of Q2 of 2026, the official unemployment rate is currently standing at 33.6%. Between the second quarter of 2016 and the second quarter of 2026, the number of unemployed people has increased from 5.6 million to 8.5 million in that 10-year period. When it comes to education, it's deep. Depending on the nature of your qualification, the unemployment rate varies. If you're a graduate from university, the official unemployment rate at the moment is about 12.4%. But sadly, if you've got a matric certificate or less and no tertiary qualification, the unemployment rate for that group of individuals is above the official unemployment rate. When we take a deeper look into the youth unemployment rate for people aged between 15 and 24 is 62.8%. And if you're aged between 25 and 34 years old, it is 41.2%. However, I think the more important insight when we look at youth and employment is looking at a comparison between people aged between 15 and 34 years old, which is the youth of South Africa, versus people aged 35 to 64 years old. If you are a youth in South Africa, unfortunately, you've caught an L for real. because the discrepancy between the youth and the older workforce is massive. A huge 23 percentage points is the differentiator between the unemployment rate. If you're in the group of 15 to 34, the unemployment rate is 45.8% versus the 35 to 64-year-old, which is 23.8%. Now let's look at people that are not in employment, education, or training, which is predominantly youth, right? The sad statistic is that 36.8% of individuals aged between 15 and 24 years old are not in employment, education, or training. So that means people have dropped out of school, they're not employed in any capacity, and they're not being trained or their skills being developed in any way, shape, or form. That's 36.4% of young people under the age of 24 that are not doing anything. When it comes to race, the black African child stays losing. The black African has an unemployment rate of 37.6%. That's the only racial group that's above the official unemployment rate in South Africa of 33%. And sadly, if you're a black African woman, it gets worse for you, because the black African unemployment rate is 41.9%. So I'm sorry to say, if you are young, black, and female, all the odds are stacked against you, unfortunately. And my question is Izophela phile meko? Because we all know that unemployment is the deeper systemic issue that is perpetuating all that we see in this country. And this is the one area that we need to address more than ever before.
If there is anyone wondering how it feels like to be unemployed, it's very painful, okay? I feel like words are not doing justice to the precise feeling. Like,